Panic selling. I've been doing a lot of thinking about panic selling lately, especially in this bear market. And not only panic selling, but also buying the top. Why do people do these things? I really have been thinking a lot about that, especially because I've been just doing a lot of digging into the data about this bear market. We obviously know it's a fear and greed thing. And before we talk about that, I want to give you some crazy timeline perspective in terms of crypto bear markets. Did you know in 2013 to 2015, from the bull market high until when Bitcoin just went into the bear market and finally exited the bear market, did you know that that lasted 693 days? And then in the 2018 bear market, from the bull market high to exiting that bear market, it lasted 476 days. And so far in this bear market, we are only 399 days in. I don't know if it's the last bull market that spoiled us, or I don't know what it is, but from a patience perspective, I think that data point teaches a lesson or two, meaning we are right on pace. We are right in the middle of Bitcoin halvings, as we've been in previous cycles and these bear market bottoms, and all the on-chain metrics starting to show the same story. So with data on our side and data as our friend, why are people selling the bottom? Again, I think you and I know it's kind of a fear and greed mentality. It's a fear and greed situation. But I've been having some fun with ChatGPT lately. So I went to ChatGPT and I just said, why do investors sell the bottom? And it spit out some really good points. And I wanted to just talk about real quick in this video. Number 1, fear. 2, lack of confidence. 3, lack of patience. 4, need of liquidity. And 5, emotional attachment. Now, 2 things really stuck out to me there. Lack of confidence and lack of patience. Number 1, lack of confidence. I really think that stems from focusing too much on the emotional side of things. Focusing too much on the mental side and not the data. I think that's why I am so focused on on-chain metrics data. And not only that, but just historical charting data, cycle data, timeline data. I'm so focused on these things because every single human being, if you're not focused on data, you're going to not have confidence in markets, especially extremely volatile markets like crypto. And then the other thing that really coincides with that is this lack of patience. If you're not focused on data, if you don't have any clear vision of timeline and what these bear market cycles are made of, you're not going to be able to have the patience to endure bear markets, and especially the volatility of bear markets. Now, beyond that, there's that last key piece that ChatGPT listed, and that is just emotional attachment. We see a lot in crypto, this emotional side of things, and it's probably most visualized through social media wars, the tribalism of these crypto holders out here. And I think that's indicative of the emotional side of things, very much treated like a sports team feud, if you will. And right now, I think from an emotional perspective, that can be extremely dangerous. And simply put, that's really why people are selling the bottom. They don't have any solid footing in terms of being able to make it through the bear market from an emotional, confidence, patience perspective. Obviously, also listed on the list was this need for liquidity, and that's 100% understandable. And all of these points really play into just the fear mentality. And that's why people sell the bottom. So let's talk about some of these data points that really lend themselves to confidence in bear markets. We always talk about opportunity in bear markets. What are some of the data points that kind of lend themselves to that? Let's talk about 4 very simple ones. On-chain metrics showing that net unrealized profit loss, showing capitulation. We have more than 50% of Bitcoin holders in a loss. And these data points, by the way, are reflective of previous bear market lows when we were capitulating or putting in the bottom range. Dormancy flow at an all-time low. Again, this signifying some type of capitulation, which we've seen in previous bear cycles. And also all-time high for long-term holders holding Bitcoin. Now, we see a clear divide in terms of on-chain metrics and data and even charting data and timeline data, all tying into the cycles of Bitcoin, the cycles of crypto, really kind of revolving around Bitcoin halvings. And we see the conflict between all of that and then just pure emotion and then pure lack of confidence. And it really is a choice up to all of us as we go about this crypto game and we try to survive bear markets and we try to make good decisions even in bull markets. It's up to all of us to separate the two, data versus emotion. And I think in the long term, this truly is what separates long-term holders. This is what separates the ones in crypto that are winning in the long term and those that are losing in the short term. So I think it's not only a good thing to think about panic selling and really evaluate why people are doing it in bear markets, but when we get into that next bull market, we should probably talk about why people are buying into the fear of missing out mentality and buying tops. We really should talk about panic selling and we really should talk about panic buying in bull markets. Either way, everybody, it's all mental. This entire thing is all mental. It's all about coming up with a plan. This is why I've been on YouTube for around 5 years, tracking all of this data, tracking cycles, trying to come up with my long-term plan. We are all 100% completely different. This is just how I see the markets. This is how I see things. And at the end of the day, we sit back and we watch how these cycles play out. I hope you all are doing well out there. Let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.